This is the pinnacle of wilderness construction. A man lived in the wilderness for 500 days wearing only a pair of underpants, hand-burning bricks to extract lime, and build a shelter with underfloor heating. We even invented soilless cultivation, automatic fishing device, fully realize a life without worries about food and clothing. This is a blind entry into the jungle without buying equipment. Monks strive to survive smoothly. He plans to, first, make a few handy tools for yourself. I saw him skillfully pulling the vine with his hand. I'll get a nice container soon. Then he collected some high-quality clay. You can't live in the wild without a water source. What we are going to make next is a pottery jar for holding water. After a little bit of shaping, and then we came to the much-anticipated part of making fire by drilling wood. Although the production team didn't prepare a lighter this time, but with the support of Blind Monk's 8 abdominal muscles, even the hardest wood can't withstand the test. After successfully igniting the flame, we can drain the soul of the pottery jar. Take this opportunity to heat and shape it again, although the styling wasn't well controlled. But fortunately, the pottery jar has also been successfully shaped. Then, place the charred wooden membrane in between, in order to collect Bailey's lair, in order to build a shelter that is strong enough. Blind Monk plans to make a kiln for firing bricks first. I saw him using clay to enclose the size he needed. Supported by the branches, make the air outlet at the bottom. Use this high-density gray clay. Make the furnace wall. It can prevent cracking at high temperatures. Then you can stack the clay one after another. Thus, we can achieve enough firing space. As the saying goes, those who live in the mountains should eat what the mountains provide, and those who live by the water should eat. Survive in the wild. You need to have a pair of eyes that are good at discovering things. The wild QQ candy hidden in this withered tree, whether it's the nutritional value or the taste, they're all top-notch. Just wrap it with leaves, then wrap it in a thick layer of yellow on the outside. Dirt. Whether it's as a staple food or a daily snack, they are all very good choices. After replenishing with a lot of positive energy, Blind Monk encountered this stone in his dreams. You just need to polish the edges a bit. It can cause quite a lot of damage to the wood. I didn't expect him to enter the stone paint era so soon. The big tree that took 5,000 points of damage. If you steal food, you'll get knocked out after smoothly getting a piece of wood. If you think it's too troublesome, then let's use War Trample. Then Blind Monk polished a small nose. It's used to chisel the wood little by little, because the length of the real chisel is not enough. We're going to use charcoal next. Bake it inside until we burn through both ends. In this way, we can embed the restaurant inside. Slightly carve it with a chisel. You can get a custom-made grip. As the saying goes, there are always more problems than solutions. Match with size 35 shoes. Give this rope some unique flavor. So far, a shadow battle axe has come to the world. It exists, even these 2.5-year-old big trees. I've also become very vulnerable. Even if we need to perform precise cutting, we can handle it easily. Blind Monk split the piece of wood he had cut off in half. Carve the two ends into plugs again. Burn bamboo leaves with charcoal from the other two pieces of wood. In this way, we can put them together. After a slight bundle, we just got the mold for making bricks. For the convenience of demolding, you also need to evenly sprinkle charcoal ash on it. With the help of molds, you can get a neat mud brick in just a few simple steps. The sign of human progress is learning to use tools. Run faster than the evolution of Blind Monk. Otherwise, the one lying on the tree now might have collapsed due to the limited capacity of the kiln. So we need to put the first batch of mud bricks into the kiln first. The process of firing usually takes 4 or 5 hours. Take this opportunity. Blind Monk molded something out of clay, large water tank. Not long after, a kiln of bricks will be finished baking. You can tell just by the crisp sound. The quality of the bricks made by firing is very high. It seems that this is not the first time that Z has been kicked out of the house. Although it takes a lot of time to fire a kiln each time. But the moment I got the finished product, it's also very rewarding. In order to improve the efficiency of firing, Blind Monk cooked a small meal on the side. I plan to make a blower that can increase the firepower. I saw him wrap the wooden stick with clay. Get a sealed mold. Then, according to aerodynamics, shape the windshield. Finally, seal the air outlet well. After installing the pipeline, then cut the bark according to the required air volume. Then cut the branch in half, clamp it and fix it with a rope. I just tried it out. I almost caught a cold. If you want to generate the maximum wind power, we need to ensure the air tightness of the wind hood as much as possible. Then assemble a frame to fix the shaft. Use the principle of bowstrings. You can make a lever that saves effort. With the support of the blower, the flame temperature can reach 1000 degrees on line. Then the monk collected some tree bark. Prepare to burn it into quick lime. You just need to ignite the tree bark. Wait until it burns fully. Collect these white ashes. Use a rattan basket to filter out large impurities. Then add an appropriate amount of water and stir evenly. Then knead it into the shape of lion's head meatballs. You can put them one by one into the kiln. In order to speed up the firing efficiency, Blind Monk collected some wood. Stack them together to prepare for making charcoal. These carbons should be enough for him to use for a while. Air is constantly being fed in through the blower. Keep the temperature inside the kiln house warm. The temperature can reach about 1100 degrees. Under the effect of high temperature, the calcium carbonate inside can be decomposed into calcium oxide. This is the common quicklime we often see. Finally, I'll use a move called Hua Gu Mian Jiang. Grind it into powder in order to get cement with good adhesiveness. Blind Monk went to the riverbank specifically to collect fine river sand. After being fully mixed with lime, you can add water and stir it into cement. After a series of major mistakes, finally we can start building the shelter. Blind Monk first used a wooden stick to dig out the outline of the shelter. Then collect some stones. Sprinkling water is to prevent concrete from cracking. Next, use stones to follow the dug ditch. Build the foundation of a shelter. We have a solid foundation. You can start stacking bricks to build a wall. Simple layers of bricks. In fact, I spent a kunju's time on Blind Monk. The cement is a bit dry after firing. You can level the soil inside. Then continue to build the wall higher. Take into account the problem of not having clothes to wear in winter. We also reserved the flue outlet for the fireplace on one side. At this moment, we've also run out of the bricks we made earlier. Next, I started making mud bricks again. The process of mixing cement. Fortunately, we have previous experience. This time he quickly got a lot of mud bricks. unconsciously. The height of the wall is already enough to shield his privacy. In order to make up for my altitude deficiency, Blind Monk made a simple scaffold. Replace eyebrow embroidery with a piece of wood. Next, we can start to build the outline of the roof. Due to the lack of lighting facilities, therefore the monk is not in a hurry to build a roof. Instead, let's make the bed first. After laying out the frame of the bed with bricks, fill it with mud again. This can save the materials for construction. Then, he used bricks to build a ditch. The other end is connected to the fireplace. Cover the pipe with stones again. Finally, cover it with soil. As the saying goes, 30 mu of land and a cow. Enjoying a happy life with my wife and kids. We also have this bed. I'm just missing a wild wife and kids. Next, the blind monk is going to start building the roof. I saw him collecting a pile of straight logs. First, pile some cement on the wall. Then, place the logs one by one on top. Fortunately, he did a very neat job on the brick wall below. Make sure all the wooden pieces can be placed parallel to each other. After getting the framework of the roof, he bent the bamboo sticks. Get the mold of the tile with this. To ensure the waterproofness of the tiles, he chose to use more refined clay as raw material. After each piece is finished, you also need to pre-drill installation holes at the top. I just put it next to the fireplace to dry it. If we don't dry it, we'll just bake it directly. It's easy to cause the clay embryo to break. Fortunately, Blind Monk has plenty of time. The first batch of tile firing was still very successful, because each piece is hard to come by. So he was also extra careful when he was stacking them. He plans to use banana trees as the material to fix the tiles. This plant is rich in plant fiber. Use a wooden stick to flatten it little by little. Then rinse off the extra impurities inside. Repeat this operation 49 times. We got this kind of plant fiber that is even in thickness. Finally, let it dry in the shade for a day and a night. You can knead and twist it into a rope. The rope made in this way is sturdy and durable. Even if we use 10 Kunming cotton, it won't be a problem. Thanks to the fact that each tile is made by molds, make the effect of laying it out very neat and tidy through the method of cross-stacking, while ensuring the aesthetics. It can also effectively isolate rainwater. We haven't even finished building it halfway yet. We've already used up all the tiles we've made. Blind Monk started to work intensively again. The tiles for the final roofing also need to be specially made. Use the pits that have been dug in advance. Shape the tiles into a curved form. Wait for it to dry naturally for a week. Only then can it be put into the furnace for firing. Finally, carefully place it in the center of the roof. Such a red roof is so big. The task is completed. Then he spread the clay evenly on the ground, inlaying bricks as a floor. The advantage of being in the wild is all raw materials are purchased for free. Let him be able to produce these bricks without any restrictions. Even the open area in front of the door has been upgraded, although the cottage looks simple and unpretentious. If we were in the ancient times, that's definitely a luxurious mansion. Next, Blind Monk chopped down a 2.5-year-old small tree. I plan to use it to make a big door. First of all, carve a pin at both ends of the wood. Then, use charcoal to burn holes on the side. Nail 2 more branches as the axle. After digging holes in the door frame, you can install the door hinge first. In order to make it easier to drill holes in wood, Blind Monk sharpens a piece of gravel, then clip it to the top of the wooden stick and tie it up with a rope. Then he ground a circular disc out of a tile. After drilling a hole in the middle, then put it on the rotating shaft as a counterweight. Finally, tie the two ends together with a hemp rope. In this way, we got a labor-saving punching tool. With the help of a hole puncher, let him drill small holes in these pieces of wood quickly. Then, fix it with iron nails made of wood. Therefore, we got part of the door crack. I was confused while watching the process. After seeing the results, I can only say it's awesome. Next, the monk went to collect some dried leaves. Use it to weave a straw mat. Thanks to the continuous efforts of Blind Monk, his life is gradually getting back on track. Just to fill our stomachs, he went to dig up an ant's nest. After collecting these essences, reuse the techniques of making kuhua chicken to cook it. This stuff is bursting with flavor. It can be regarded as caviar on land. Of course, I want to live in the wild for a long time. We also need to solve the problem of finding a stable food source. We saw the monk digging a pit in front of the door and lay the bricks at the bottom. Then spread a layer of wild cement. The surroundings are gradually getting higher and higher. The monk is making a pool right now. After all food depends on water sources. In the end, he also covered the surroundings with bricks. Now, she is quite like a person who lives in a luxury villa to prevent other animals from breaking into our yard. He went to collect many stones again. Use it to build a fence for the yard. The easiest meat to get in the wild is definitely fish. Blind Monk is polishing stones with tiles. Make 4 such discs. Then he went to collect some plastic. After baking it with fire, it can be used as an adhesive. Combine these 4 discs together in this way. I just got a reel for a wilderness board. Then tie 3 wooden sticks on the side. It's convenient for future fixes. As for the fishing hook, you can use the branches of bamboo as a substitute. After everything is ready, you can fix the reel to the upright column to save the time of waiting. Blind Monk hung 10 wen on a wooden stick. In this case, if there is a heavy hook, the wire reel will drive the 10 pieces to keep knocking on the pottery jars non-stop. I have to say, Blind Monk is really a master of time management. After throwing a small hook, go do whatever you need to do. We're just waiting for the fish to sound the alarm. We can also seamlessly connect to the pond to fill it with water on the other side. Time flies. The wire reel made a crisp knocking sound. Judging from the taut fishing line, the size should be quite big. As expected, I caught a catfish as thick as my arm on the first try. I just threw the fishing hook back into the water. The alarm has sounded again. It's only been a day. Blind Monk just fell into a big trouble. You can slowly enjoy it after raising it, but just eating fish is not enough. We also need to consider a balanced diet. So my imagination went wild. Make use of these open-top ceramic pots. We plan to develop soil-less cultivation technology. After the pottery jars are finished being fired, he cut the sweet potato into small pieces. Before planting, we also need to put the sweet potato pieces into, waiting for germination in a humid place. You need to water it from time to time during this period. Wait until the sweet potato seedlings sprout. You can transplant it into a small pot. After finishing, thread it with a wooden stick and put it on the water market. Touch the water surface, the waste products of the fish inside. We can provide nutrients for plants. We can still feed the leftover sweet potatoes to the fish. Isn't this just ecological farming? It seems that this life of having no worries about food and clothing is just around the corner. An idle, blind monk. I need to visit the wild area every day. Today, he accidentally found a nest of quail eggs. This is simply cutting shit and hitting Duban. I'm so lucky. It seems that we will have Orleans cuisine in the future. As time goes by, the sweet potato seedlings are gradually growing and maturing. And Blind Monk also has long hair down to his waist. He successfully adopted soilless cultivation. I got some plump sweet potatoes. Today is the 500th day that Blind Monk has been in the wilderness. To celebrate that I've persisted for so long, we must arrange a sumptuous dinner. First of all, mash the sweet potato. Then, make sweet potato pizza. Then, catch the biggest fish. Just put it in the fire and roast it. I've been coveting the fruit trees in front of my house for a long time, so he used his excellent skills. We've a picker. Just gently pull the rope. You can put the fruits in your pocket. Let's get started without further ado. Take it easy. We can catch 500 grams of wild star fruit. Chop it up and put it in a bowl. The baked fish is just ready at this moment. Peel off the outer skin to reveal the fresh and tender fish meat inside. Take the fish meat out and put it in a bowl. Add some water and then put it in the fire to stew. The current Blind Monk. It's not just about satisfying our hunger anymore. You can tell just by looking at his swollen abdominal muscles. His life here is quite enjoyable. Believe in the 10th of January. There will be a completely new species on this land. Try